Hey guys, I'm Andy. I've always been a creator for as long as I can remember. I have a passion for intuitive painting as a way for women to relieve stress and overwhelm. It's my experience that we can create so much well-being from openly expressing ourselves through art. Art has changed my life more than once, and I want to share that with people who are not creative or have trouble creating freely and without judgment. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed last week's video. This week we're going to be doing kind of a moving meditation through painting. So first I'm going to start by taping off my area. I like to tape off, sorry, I got something in there. I like to tape off because I feel like when you remove tape and you get these clean edges around, it's just such a satisfying feeling. So I always work with tape. I got paint supplies all over everything. But of course, if you don't want to, it's totally optional. You can draw a square, you can just use your whole page, whatever works. So here we go. All right, what we're doing today is I call it a soulful landscape, but yours may not even look like a landscape, so it may look like something else. So you can name it whatever you want. All right, so here we are. When I'm painting, the most therapeutic thing is the way I use my medium. So if I'm using a Stabilo pencil, let me get something else I'll show you. Here we go. This will be perfect. I can use it like this. And kind of breathe with it, and that's relaxing. Or I can do this, hold it till my knuckles turn white, and that is not relaxing. So there's two ways of doing this. Some of you out there are probably chronic white knucklers when you're driving the car, holding your keys. Raise your hand. I know I can be that way too. So the practice today is going to be to hold things very loosely and gently and move slowly. So it doesn't matter what you're making or what you're making it with. It's the intention behind it. It's the intention to slow down and to be here in this space right now with me and make some art together. Okay, so as we're doing this soulful landscape, I'm going to encourage you to slow down and breathe with what you're doing. I like to do a landscape because this exercise really calms me down. And honestly, in my life, nothing is more calming than being out in nature or traveling, and I love seeing the world. So when I think about landscapes, it just brings me a lot of joy. So you may have a different thing that brings you joy. Maybe yours is certain colors or certain, I don't know, something else you can kind of entertain. The goal of this, though, is not to look like a landscape. It will still be an abstract representation because we don't want to be focused on technique here. We want to be focused on calming down the mind and being with ourselves through this process. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to start by just dividing my paper up, just roughly. And I live in the mountains, so I'm probably going to end up with, I always end up with mountains. I can't help it. I live in the mountains. I love the mountains. I travel to the mountains. Just going to do like something like this. Yeah. Then I'm thinking, that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to go from there. I love to paint with thick paint when I'm trying to do a calming exercise. The body of, that's what it's called, the body of the paint. Some are thicker and fluffier and some are thinner and runnier. And these golden paints are thicker and fluffier. It's just creamy. It's the texture is just so soothing, but you don't have to have this. These are also just really relaxing to work with because they glide and it's creamy and it's just a really nice texture. For you, it might be that you have markers that you just really love the way they glide across the paper. All right, so for this activity, I'm going to first start with, oh, I'm so excited. I forgot that I have this new green color. Well, it's not really that new, but it's new-ish. You can tell I've used it some. Sap green. I'm gonna start this one by putting some sap green down. Some Payne's gray. I like to mix my paints on my palette often. It gives you such unexpected results. You know, it's not so calculated. So it's just kind of a little bit more relaxing to me. I'm going to put in a little bit of sage blue. And I'm going to start mixing this and see what happens. Actually, I should probably put in some off-white because it's going to get real dark. And I like the way that off-white kind of gives it a little pop. If I can find some, there it is. All right, when I put paint on the paper like this, it's so much paint, so it's going to be super wet. Hopefully it'll dry fairly quickly. We'll see. All right, and I'm going to remember to worry about how fast I'm moving. If I'm breathing, no white knuckling. You got to stay loose. So sometimes it helps just to, you know, stay super, just go with the flow. I'm going to be wiping off my brush a lot because I don't want it to be so thick. Okay. See that mixture of colors, how now we have like this gradient going, and it's just a fun way to play. And these big, big strokes just really, really are so relaxing. Sometimes I can still feel tension coming in, even I'm trying not to hold the brush at all. And if you're working with a crayon, maybe you're really loosely trying to hold it, but it's still, you can feel that tension. So I just encourage you to think about it and let go of what you can. All right, and now I'm going to wipe my brush off and get a little bit of a darker color. I think that would work for me up there. Just gonna stick with the blue. My blue paint, my lid's broken because I always let the paint dry inside. So now it's I need to do something about that. Okay, keep going with our loosey-goosey hand. Just really relaxed. Making sure we're breathing. The goal of these exercises is not to make something beautiful, it's to make something that changes how we're feeling or acknowledges how we're feeling, and just enjoy the process. All right, let me find my white. Gonna do a little sky. I'm kind of thinking bright teal. Is that crazy? No, nothing is crazy. This is just to do what I want to be doing, and this is what I want to do. Ooh, that was cool. There we go. All right, I am going to get some paper towels. And remove a little bit of this paint. I like to do this sometimes. It just, A, helps in the drying process, and I'm a pretty, you know, time is valuable. And it also helps me create some cool textures that I wouldn't get otherwise. And when I'm painting with all these colors on here, it'll also hide any of the colors that are hiding underneath. So it's just a fun way to kind of move forward. You can see I had some blue under that green that didn't get mixed in, and so that's what's showing through. Oh, fun. Ooh, this does look like a calming place to be. Now I'm going to do some mark making because that is just so fun to me. I love it. If you look at my paintings that I do, they all have, let's see if I can show you, like these sorts of marks in the front. I just love making little dashes. If someone had to say what my signature move is, it would be dashes. Yeah, so I'm going to take some of these woody pencils and my pistachio, because you know how much I love it, and I'm just gonna do some marks. And I'll probably use my Inktense pencils. So I'm gonna be planning to do a workshop in January here locally in Brevard, North Carolina. And I'm gonna bring all my art supplies, and we are going to have a wonderfully exciting and fun evening, just creating together and supporting each other and working through, you know, difficult times, difficult things. Ooh, I kind of think this gold might be a nice addition. Let's see, what do we got? Oh yeah, that's really subtle. I like that. So I'm imagining myself in this landscape. And again, I'm not white knuckling, I'm loosely holding this and remembering to breathe. I think it's a real fun thing to just barely hold your pencil and see what kind of marks come out, because they often are just really interesting. All right, let's see. Got some gray. I'm wondering what you're creating. I hope you'll show me. Oh, this is so fun. Ooh, you know what's necessary? Some pink. You guys know how I feel about pink, especially this pink color. Maybe if we put it here, add some brightness back. So, also have this other pink. Ooh, yeah, I like that too. Oop, now I've gone crazy. I love it. See, that's what happens when you just like let your intuition guide you. Then you can, those pencils are so great because you can add water and it will kind of make it a little more subtle, which is just so fun. And then I'll probably take a paper towel and blot it just to get up some of the pigment. Oh, that looks good. Ooh, I like that red that came through. Wonder where that's from. No one even knows. Oh, I love it. Oh, this is so fun. All right, let's see. How am I feeling? Do I want to add anything else? Oh, let's see. I think I just want to do a little bit more mark making. Maybe this bright. Ooh, I have not used these 3 things, and well, it's mandatory for me. I got to do it. Get some of these brighter colors. Does anybody want to go to this location with me now? So again, like I said in the last video, is this pretty? Who knows? Who cares? The point is to just express myself and create something and try to be as judgment-free as possible. Right? Like, we just want to be nourishing our creative selves as we go through this life. I mean, there's enough challenges that we want to make sure we're finding time for joy and to create and to bring things into the world that need to be brought. This pistachio color, I mean, how many times have I gone on and on now about how happy it makes me? Should be illegal. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Ooh, I'm feeling so good. I love the texture. I love the feeling. I love the process. I feel so happy now. I'm joyful. I'm gonna take my tape off. We'll see what happens. Ugh, it ripped. Classic move. I'm telling you guys, I cannot ever. It's always ripping on me. I didn't tack it down on my apron, which helps, but it still doesn't make it perfect. All right, there we go. A soulful landscape. It just spent how many minutes? Let's see. I've been on here 16 minutes. That's longer than I was hoping, but I'm sorry. So sorry to keep you so long. But 16 minutes of just creating, and I feel so good. And I think this looks like such a calming, soulful place to go visit, and I can't wait to go. All right, hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will be posting my 3rd video next week. If you missed last week's, you can go back to my feed and find it there. All right, bye.